Good evening, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Everyday Conversations. I'm your host, Martini Kennedy.
I'm your boy, Mr. J in the place.
Today, guys, we have a special guest in the house today, Miss Candace Austin. Thank you for joining us on today. We're gonna be
Hi.
good seeing you.
Thank you for having me.
So today we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship. And I chose you because I watched your journey and I like the way that you communicate and explain and kind of break things down for people to, get a better understanding of what it is that you're doing. So I thought that I would reach out to you and just see what you be our guest on today. So
Well,
thank you for joining us.
thank you for having me.
Woo-hoo,
Problem.
Miss Candace, Miss Austin. That's what I'm talking
So
about.
a lot of people have problems with just starting a business or even knowing what to do first, what steps to take. That's a big problem for a lot of people. You have people that may have done the research, but then don't know how to put everything in perspective. So it's kind of hard for some, and then some can just kind of jump right in and get the job done.
Mhm.
Um, so I wanted to talk today about what what is the first step that would help someone when they're starting a business.
Well, okay. If you want the professional answer, I can give you that. Like structuring it, knowing your name, knowing your niche, knowing your
Mhm,
audience, and all the things. And
mhm.
that is very important.
Right.
Knowing your product, knowing your competition, um, knowing what your mantra is or your name or your goal.
Right.
Um, those are all important things to cultivate what you're trying to do as far as being a business owner.
Mhm.
A lot of people get stuck in the analysis, the paralysis by analysis, where they're overthinking and not really, and
Yes.
this takes forever to like really do something. They
Mhm.
feel like it's perfect, and I never lived by that mantra. I never lived by that. I took the idea and just ran with it, no matter how tacky it looked.
Right.
Um, I can
Right.
give you an example. When I first started, I have a tax business, first of all. And
Mhm.
so this is year 16 for me in owning my tax business. And this is year
Awesome.
9 for me in real estate. Well, when
Okay.
I got the business, I took me and my husband, we can't, we've been married for 23 years. And so
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
we didn't have a lot of money. We were so broke. We were just in love and broke. And
That's when it's good. That's when it's good.
That's
That's
when
when
you.
it's good.
That's when you
Yeah,
right,
that's when it's
in
good.
gear.
Yeah. Yeah.
right. Like we just on the same playing field. We just both
Yeah.
Mhm.
pulling
Mhm.
up our steps. And so what I did was we had won this lawsuit, and so I had lost my job at Regions Bank, and so we took
Mhm.
$5,000 from our savings. Mind you, 5,000 to it was like $1 million. Okay,
Yeah.
we took that money and we opened up my tax business. And when I tell you that we nickel and dimed it, we
Mhm.
had 4 chairs that didn't match, desks that didn't match. We had 2 computers that didn't match. It was not the most. It didn't look
Right.
very well together, but you could
Mhm.
tell what the goal was.
Mhm.
And we just took that and we built on it. And as we built on it, it got better. And I always tell people that story because I'm like, just start somewhere.
Lord. Yeah.
Foot, put your right foot in front of the other, and
Mhm.
keep build on it. And people and just learn to pivot. So
Mhm.
just start somewhere. I mean, you thinking about it, just do it like you shared before we got started about the lady um that wanted to give up on making her treats and stuff, and the people wasn't doing right what the orders were. To me,
Mhm.
and that to be stepping ahead of you, Mrs. Host and Mr. Host, to me, I felt like her systems and processes were not in place.
Right.
You got to require people to some boundaries to how you flow, even if
Definitely.
it's a
Right.
contract, a
Mhm.
deposit. People they'll march to the beat of their dollar. So if
Yes.
they
Right.
know they got a deposit out there, they're gonna make good on their investment.
That's
So,
Mhm.
so to go back to what you asked me about starting a business, just get started. And
Okay.
then and I'll share this when I got into real estate, I was nervous about doing real estate because I just thought real estate was what HGTV gave us, okay? And I didn't know that the house
So
was
far from
all part of the
Yeah.
deal. Really dealing with the people, dealing with the transaction,
Mm-hmm.
knowing the law, all the things. And so I remember my team leader telling me, because she was like, do not become a professional class taker. Take some classes, but get out there and beat the pavement. And what
Mm-hmm.
she told me was go get the business and we'll figure out the rest. So I would tell you
Mm-hmm.
and your audience, go get the business and we will figure out the rest.
facts.
I like that. I like that. And even for me, so that's definitely great information. I even with myself, and I see others that are trying to do, start businesses and things. And like you said, y'all didn't have everything put together, but you knew the goal. It made sense to y'all. It might not make sense to others, what you have going on, but it made sense to what you all were putting in line, for what you all wanted to do. And
Mm-hmm.
I think what we get caught up on is how we tend to kind of live for others, and
Mm-hmm.
want the exception of, oh, will they like it? How would they feel about it? Well, the thing is, you got to start with yourself first, because this is what you're building. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of get all crossed up with what they have going on, because they're worried about people and what they'll say. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just me looking on it, outside looking in.
Well, and let me add to that. When I got into real estate, my mom just bought a house last year, and that
Mm.
was year 8 in business. Okay. My
Mm-hmm.
sister just bought a house last year, and that was year 8 in business. And my brother hadn't bought a house yet. My cousin purchased a house, and I think I was around year 6 in business.
Mhm.
So all of my clientele were not family to begin with.
Okay.
Right. Right.
And I can name on I think I may do one family member tax return.
Right. Right.
And I think I'll see her again this year. I don't know. I think, trying to think if I see her this year. I don't know if I saw her this year and I got to check. I think I did. But everyone else were not family. So people love to think that family and friends will be your first people of business. They're not, because even Jesus said that he was not welcome in his own town.
Fact. Fact.
Yep.
That goes for us as well. So
Yep.
some of my best clients are strangers. With me being in both businesses, I have added more people to my world that have started off as clients and become friends.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Strangers always, you know, don't mind spending. They're,
Or
it's just
supporting.
make they're more
Yeah.
supportive. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy that it's like that in a certain way, because certain people that you would think or you would want to support you, they won't or they don't. So it's kind of hurtful in the beginning, but then once you understand this, the situation and things like that, you just kind of brush it off and just go on with what you're doing. But you look for family and friends to support you in some way, or either just like promoting anything to help, but you still don't get it.
So
Well, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I'll also say this. What I've learned is I really prefer that my family don't come to me,
I
because
agree. I
five,
agree.
what if that deal goes south, then it's gonna be around the family forever. Like they'll never let it go
They'll
because
never let it go. Yeah.
and so I have to be careful. Like my mom, and I hope she watching this because she earned it. My mom was my worst client because she was my mama.
Right.
Hmm.
It was like her, like it's like the daughter telling the mama what to do. And of course, my mom is
Right.
just hard headed anyway. But it it was really difficult for me to professional and be a daughter. Like I'd rather have a beautiful, peaceful family reunion and send them off. And I tell them this all the time. It's okay because you're not my assignment. And that's what people need to learn. They
Hmm.
need to learn um who they're assigned to. I always pray and ask God to send me clients who have my same heart, who mirrors me, because it makes the transaction better.
Mhm.
And I promise you, the people that God send me they resemble my personality in some way, and I prefer it that way. And everybody is not my cup of tea. Like for instance,
Hmm.
I I have some military clients, but the military people are very militant. Okay,
Right. Right.
I'm very, easygoing. I like to laugh, make corny.
Open, welcoming, friendly. Yeah, they straight
Yeah,
to the
they want it
point.
straight to the
Yeah,
point. Yeah,
yeah, they want it right.
and then that
I,
makes you like, you like, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
A good people person. Yeah, yeah.
who did those fireworks?
I don't know.
I
Oh,
don't know.
fireworks.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, they
You work.
popular, right? So I got a question for you, right? And I heard you say that you've done you started your tax business first and things like that, and you've been very successful at that. Big shout out to you on that, right? So, but my question is, um, your background, what motivated you to go for you know, the your approach to the real estate business and the challenges that you faced as a black woman in that whole industry? Cause I hear that it's real cutthroat. Oh
My
boy.
the best way I can answer that is, and I hope people see this. When I got into real estate, oh God, make sure I choose my words right, because I'm people it's gonna hold me to the fire on this. I can name about maybe five, maybe six real black realtors that helped me,
Okay.
and most of them did not. They saw me, they scattered like roaches. Okay,
Right.
and it's crazy because I didn't know my potential, but
Hmm.
they knew my potential. I was just
Hmm.
happy to be there, you know,
Right.
and
Right.
I didn't know what I was getting into. I did not know that thank God that the Lord graced me with the gift of charisma. I didn't know what that meant then.
Right.
Right.
And so my black real estate agents were not the most friendliest people to me. And some
Hmm.
of them still aren't. We'll talk about that another day. Um, so who took me in was my Caucasian brother and sisters. They mentor me. I remember to this day, I went to right when I was studying for my real estate license, I went to two open houses because my husband and I were looking to buy a home. One house had a black real estate agent in it. And I was like, yeah, I'm working on getting my real estate license. And and I was like, I got a tax business, and I was just sharing, I was so excited. And that lady said to me, then if you're doing so good with in your tax business, then why you want to come and do real estate? And I did not know that I was posed as a threat to that individual at the time.
Intimidation. Yeah.
Boy,
I
it be
know.
yours. It be yours. It be yours every
Yeah,
time.
it's normally like that, and like you said, you went in, excited, and it's like, here they are on this side, what they call it, hating, or whatever word they want to use. Like, you really,
It's a scarcity mindset. So I go
yes,
around the corner to the next house, and I meet this Caucasian sister there. And I was looking through the house. It didn't have everything that I desire for my family and I. And I was like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm working on getting my real estate license. Maybe I could come and join your team, or you can help me after I do my real estate license. And
mhm,
the what came out of her mouth was, I would love to help you to get started. Here's my number. Keep me in mind.
yeah.
Let me know when you pass your test. Night and
Wow.
day.
Right. Right.
I don't
My
understand.
apologies. That's my daughter calling me.
Oh, it's fine. I don't understand why it's like that.
Hang on, y'all. I can't hear y'all. Hold on just a minute.
Okay,
I don't know. That kicked me out. Hang on. I'm so sorry. I may have to
it's fine.
let me refresh. So sorry.
No problem.
I'm so sorry. I thought my family knew that I was busy. I need to
It's
text them and let
fine.
them know
It's fine.
that I'm busy. Do not call me or look at me.
That's when they call you when you're busy.
Yeah, but yeah, that was one thing. Uh, when you know your contracts and know what you're doing,
Mhm.
I can be posed as a threat. I was trained by some really good, capable people, and I had to deal with that adversity. I have to be careful with men, especially when it's a husband and wife that comes to me to work. If the husband has already like teed me up or introduced me perhaps to the wife the right way, most of the time I'm considered their idea together. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I have an issue with wives when it's just the husband idea and I'm not
Yeah.
the wife's and the husband idea.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay with that. I've learned to have skin for that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. It's a lot. I learned to deal with people. And one thing I know about people, they gonna be people. Nothing
Right.
different about them being people.
Definitely.
And
So
and how I navigated through that is a lot of tears, a lot of supplication, and learning people. Because after a while, you get burnt, you start learning.
Definitely.
yes. Yes.
Boy, people will have you around
Yes.
here like, and then you be like, hold on. Now,
Yeah,
why I'm acting like this? And I mean, they just like me. They're no better than me. But people will project that kind of energy onto you, and then you'll be around here beating yourself up for something that you shouldn't be.
yeah.
So
People
Mhm.
want to be people, and it's not even you. It's just them. It's what I had to learn that it's not always you. It's them.
mm-hmm.
Eh, Like for instance, I got fired from a couple because I don't work on Sundays. I'm like, you weren't my assignment. That's my boundary. And you have to have boundaries
Right.
in business.
Right. Right.
They hate
Right.
boundaries. They don't like boundaries. People don't like boundaries. I don't know why, but they don't.
Yeah.
Sadly.
So another question. Share with us a story about a deal that you made that was meaningful to you in the real estate.
Oh, I have so many.
You know.
um, my most recent one was and my client don't mind me sharing, Mr. Timothy Allison. He
Hmm.
he and his family they lost his younger brother um to street violence, and so
Okay.
his mama raised all. I think she said it was like seven of them or eight of them
Hmm.
by themselves, and
Hmm.
he was the first homeowner. And so
Mm.
she came along through the process, and I sat back and watched him. I sat back and watched her watch him buy a new construction home, and she was literally like fighting back the tears and
Right.
crying.
Right.
And that was like very meaningful to me because I was literally watching generational curses be broken.
Broken. Good.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
that was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
I how do you know if your business is succeeding? Like how do you I mean, and I know that you're gonna go
That's
through
a
the
good question.
steps, but how do you feel? Okay, I think I've mastered it.
Ooh, well, for one, you never stop learning.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you have to know your numbers. You have to know what's working for your business. Like right now, and is the most transparent way. I've had to pivot a lot in my tax business because I have poured so much into my real estate business and it was suffering. So what you don't work on will suffer. And I'm always like trying to balance the two. And
Mm-hmm.
then every year I think about closing my tax business because I'm so consumed with my real estate. But I
Mm-hmm.
like my tax clients.
Yeah.
And I noticed that for me to be able to be successful, I have to market that business more. But what I struggled with was not being the face of that business.
Oh. Mm.
Because some consumers feel like, oh, she's doing too much, or I don't want her in every part of my business. And so what I had to do with my tax business is do my best to take my face off of it and just make it the business itself because it's the product that I'm selling and not so much as me. And
But you're
Okay.
still adaptable though. That's the thing. You still adaptable. That's
yeah,
the thing.
and
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
have to know that in your business. You got to
Yeah.
sit back and watch. So now what I'm watching out for when it comes down to marketing and social media, I look to see what my audience is actually responding to, and I
Mhm.
give them what they want. Your audience will tell you what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Right.
They definitely, number one, we do know they like drama. So you can
Yeah,
put anything within a 10-second span to grasp your audience just off of, and they be like, oh, and then it's, and it's sad that it's like that. They only respect those type of situations. I don't know, but I guess that's just what the world is today.
I have no drama for them.
I
So
have none
Right,
either.
right,
Have
right,
any either.
right.
So it's like, okay, we
the best
moving
drama
on from that.
is my kids or me pranking or something fun. But my drama would never make it to Facebook. Or
Yes,
I'm
that's what
with you on
they
that.
look for it. They look for you to, fail in some way so that they can have something to talk about.
Mhm.
People don't want to see you, you're thriving and doing great
Mhm.
things. They want to see
Well,
bad.
for me, I don't mind entertaining because that's what it
Well,
is.
yeah, we know.
Yeah, it's a social platform for entertaining. I'm gonna entertain. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
an entertain,
he's a,
right?
he's
So
an entertainer.
yeah,
I'm
I'm
like,
an entertain.
We
Yeah.
definitely gonna talk about that on Friday. So get ready. But
Okay.
yeah.
My next question though, and what are some misconceptions that our culture, our people have about the real estate industry that you wish that more people will understand?
for one, it's not a get rich quick product.
Oh,
It,
that's a good one.
it's
Yeah.
the fastest vehicle to wealth, but it
Mm-hmm.
requires work and tenacity.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a money tree. You can lose just as much as you earn.
Right.
Hmm.
People don't like to show that. They love to show getting the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost money.
You got to spin a bag to get a bag.
You got to spend it to get it. You do. My first year in real estate, I had to put in my own money. I didn't make any money the first year. I
Right.
think I broke even. No, I'll take it back. I broke even. I
Okay.
all the money for my marketing, and then my first deal came in December, and I broke even that first year. So it does
Okay.
require a lot to market and to get things going, and it requires money. And that's the biggest misconception. They think it's a get rich quick. These TikTok people and these Instagram people, it's
Mhm.
real estate is the hottest buzzword right now.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it is.
They think that being a realtor is like, I mean, you're the most richest like you're rich and wealthy. And a lot of times, a lot of these real estate agents are living commission to commission.
I remember what you said when we first started about how HGTV, yeah, they'll show you this house and then they'll go to commercial. Then you come back, they got the marble floors and the
Yes.
water rain
Crazy.
faucet in
Crazy
there.
work.
But
Yeah.
get what? They don't show you the part with them 4 minutes now. They got to tear it out and then look, hey, the
So get
price of
6 months
wood that
later.
went up overnight. You know what I'm saying? They don't show you that part of it. You
And
know.
then I flip properties too, and I had to be very limit. Okay, so and I don't mind sharing this because it's a social media platform and we're all
Yeah.
transparent here. I
Yeah.
drive a Mercedes truck
Hmm.
that automatically comes with its own set of ideas.
Hmm.
So when I need to get things done, I show up in my daughter's car. She has a
Right.
little Honda because they've already started counting my pockets.
Right.
Was I pull up? So I pull up in Zaria's car. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and
You sometimes you got to play the game.
you have to play the game. You have to
Yeah.
learn. And sometimes I just bring my husband and tell him don't say anything. Just
Hmm.
look. Because a resting bitch face that is the best ever.
Hmm.
I have to make sure that people know how to handle me as a woman.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. I get that. I get it now. Okay. Okay.
Because
Like, yeah.
They'll try it. They'll
mhm.
try it, huh? Wow.
And here I come nice and bubbly. They thinking, oh, he got an easy paycheck.
Yeah.
Now
Right.
I open my mouth and coming with my demands and my commands.
Right.
And then
Hmm.
boot up and boot up. But you have to have tough skin. But you do not have to abuse people to get your point across.
Hmm.
Facts.
And I want us entrepreneur Black women to know that it's a way to get your point across without acting like the angry Black woman. And we're really not angry Black women. We're just aggressive that comes across as anger.
I
Now,
think
now,
a lot of
Candace,
us know what we want. We know what
well,
we want, and so we expect what we want to be put in place. And we always get the, oh, here she come with attitude, or here she come acting like this. And the whole time you just really strictly about business. It's nothing personal. You just want what you know what you want.
I mean, I agree with you both, but I also do, from a male and as a black male, I don't really talk about my business, you know what I'm saying, and then like that. But at the same time, when it comes to how they view us and what you all are both saying about, the black female, the neck roll and the small mouth, some of our women are that way. They are just that way,
Oh well,
even
yeah.
in business, and
Yeah.
then what bothers me the most, right,
Mhm.
is now, um, and I think you both will agree, you all are being black women in business as business owner. Customer service is important, you
Yeah.
Yeah.
know. So, so like, and we always joke about, oh well, you get the top notch service when you go to Chick-fil-A. Even some of the young black females at Chick-fil-A gonna bet go to Popeye or Bojangles.
I was
You,
there
you, you
last
you
week.
feel me? And talk to a young black woman at that mic or at that Wonder. You feel me? I went to a drive through the other day, and I was like, "Yes, ma'am." And I got to the one and gave her my money. I said, "Thank you," and she was looking at me like, "What you saying all that for?" Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so I agree with you both about, being a black woman, and, some of you all are just straight business oriented, you know what I'm saying? And, but some of our sisters, they need some etiquette classes on good
Yes.
customer
Oh yeah, I
service,
totally agree with that.
on good customer
Totally agree.
service. Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, what I noticed is I had a particular client, and this person meant well and was a female.
Mm-hmm.
They missed out on some additional opportunities because of how aggressive they was to make sure they wasn't taken advantage of. I
Mm.
respected that, and me and another individual we were talking about, trying to be very very respectful, so they want who it is. Um,
Yeah.
and the issue was the aggressiveness. It was more exuding of an attitude. But
Mm-hmm.
when I look back at it, it was the fact that they were being very um cautious and defendful because they were trying to make sure that they wasn't taken advantage of, which I understand. But it also came with a set of frustrations because they didn't understand the process, and that alone added to it. So I think that sometimes we can come over as very aggressive because we overcompensate for the frustrations of not knowing what we're getting ourselves into. Does that make
Or Right, or it's coming from a place that you've been messed over before, right? And
sense?
so it starts looking familiar to you. So
Mm-hmm.
now you know what I'm
You
saying.
kind
Now
of
you
pick it
coming
out. You can kind of
right,
pick it
right,
out. Yeah.
right,
And
right,
then
right.
people will definitely try to play in your face and,
Hmm.
try to play victim and things like that. And that don't even be the case. I came here to work, you know, playtime is playtime, and you got to know how to separate the two.
I'm in an interview.
So,
Sorry, y'all.
no, you're fine. So we're not going to hold you. We just really wanted to,
You're fine. I did already know that I'm
so
in. I
yeah,
gave sent it all to the group message. Do not call me.
I should have done that too then. But yeah, it's just people don't know how to separate the two or to understand the two. They look at you in a certain way and think, oh, I don't want to really deal with her. Look at her face, she's looking mean, or I always get that. But I'm just I'm strictly about what I'm doing, and I want to be, professional as I can. But at the same time, I'm not gonna allow a customer to handle me a certain way without me putting them in that place in a respectable way,
Hmm.
because some people will try you. So that's kind of where I be with stuff. Like, I want the job, but I also want you to respect my boundaries, and I respect you, and work on what you're needing from us and get the job done.
Yeah, yeah,
So
Martina. Yeah,
that's just I mean that's just
I'm proud of you, girl. I'm
Thank
proud of you.
you so much. I'm
Yes.
pulling Koa out of here because my husband's sitting him in to terrorize me.
it's
So I
okay.
home. This is my office. I work from home. And so everybody comes in here, even when I'm not. I said I'm gonna put a lock on my door one day. The lock I have is just like so bustable.
You can't keep no snacks in there either. So
No snacks or
no
anything.
snacks.
But I do love what I do and being as an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we have to create our own 401k because we don't have one. We
Right.
Mm-hmm.
we had to learn to build one. And what I noticed is that people allow social media to to um to apply unnecessary pressure to be an
Hmm.
entrepreneur, because y'all know
Yeah.
entrepreneurship is the biggest buzzword of the last couple of years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
some people are designed to be 9 to 5ers because it's just what they're designed to do. And
Right.
Hmm.
get over here to entrepreneurship and then they flop because
Yeah.
it wasn't really even their calling. They just
Mm-hmm.
it just looks real glamorized, look real good.
Yeah.
But it's some
Hmm.
real work. Like my work hours is, God, 80 plus 120 hours a week. Like I get little sleep. I get up and I work. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everything as far as being an entrepreneur, you are the CEO, you the HR, you
Right.
the trash collector. Like we one time our power got turned off at home because I thought I paid our power bill. Mind you, it takes what, a couple of months for that power bill to be turned off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was 3 sets of bills
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't have a plan in place,
Mm-hmm.
process in place. And so I'm thinking I'd have paid our power bill here, and I paid the tax office bill twice. And then I come home with
Mm-hmm. Because you trying to manage so much. I mean, it's a big job. It's a big job. And if you're inconsistent, it really gets crazy.
Yeah.
It really gets crazy. So I
I
definitely understand that.
was unemployed. That's how I feel. Cause I'm
Yeah.
because I'm eating what I kill, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's
So I'm sorry, I ain't mean to cut you off. So what does the real estate industry, how does it, is it a good time to buy right now due to the feds cutting the little rates back the way that they did? Is how would that impact the industry as a whole? What does that look like?
well, the answer to your question about whether it's a good time to buy, it's always a good time to buy. In real estate, people fail to realize that this is um it is actually, what's the best word for it? It's an investment.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like buying stock. Whether it's a good time to buy stock, and I think the stocks are down, so it's a good time to buy some stock and get them at
Yeah.
a discount. I don't do stock stuff, but I learned.
They
Like
good. It's good.
that stock NVIDIA that's doing really good. Well, 3 weeks ago, a guy told me that I should go buy some of that stock because it's going to do very, very well. I should listen to him because it's really doing good. And those are like little insider things. But as back to real estate, people need to realize that this is an investment. It goes up and it goes down, even when it's living in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Hmm.
depends on how you want to use it to your best, to your advantage. Example, like the rates are high now. Even if you have to buy, even when the rates are astronomically high, buying at the time was still good because you could take that same asset and you could renegotiate your financial interest,
Mm.
refinance to make
Okay.
it better for you, or you could add in an extra payment, or you could have layered it with some grants and with buying your rates down. So it's all about moving the money and
Okay.
your advance, because you need somewhere to live anyway. Why not make it work for you? It may not be something you need to tag into like immediately, but a real estate product, it grows by 4% every year, and
Right.
that 4% adds up. So the
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
baseline of you making that's more money that you're making in your house than what you putting in the bank.
Thank yeah.
So it's all about the risk that you want to take. So even if it's a baseline of 4%, when the market and the interest rates go down, you can go back and renegotiate. Now that 4% start looking like 6%.
6%. Hmm.
And what our people now, and what I struggled with the most in real estate when I got into it and really learned it, that our people are just not savvy when it comes down to money. Okay.
Right.
So I have a master's degree in real estate development from Auburn University, which I need to talk more about that. And what it does is
You
it
do.
allows me to go, and I learned how to build a skyrise or a multi-use and to make money off of that product. That's what that degree has taught me.
Mm,
I can go do a RFQ with the city of Birmingham and
Mm-hmm.
do it, pull some money together and create a development that will enrich the economy. That's what that degree has taught me. But
mm,
while earning that degree, when it was time for us to do the financial class, I cried. I literally FaceTime my husband and I cried. I called my mom on the phone. And when I say I was boo-hooing and crying, like wiping my nose, blowing my nose, my sister like, it's okay. I'm in Auburn, Alabama. All of my family is in Birmingham because I'm sitting here. I was number the seventh. I think we had four black women, um, three white women in our class, and the rest of them were predominantly white men. And as we going through the financial component and learning really how money circulate, how money is used, money is not even physical. Like we see the dollars, that dollar is not physical. It's what that is a tool for what it can
Cool.
do in
Do.
the economy.
mm-hmm.
And I didn't learn it. I didn't know that. So I'm crying because they're talking all the way over my head.
Yeah.
And I'm having to call my brother who is a stockbroker to teach me what they are saying. Like he literally was regurgitating and dumbing it down for me because I just didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the rate of return. I had to
Mm-hmm.
calculate that on an investment.
Right.
Do y'all know what the rate of return on
I
investment?
don't. I don't.
William, do you have an idea or kind of sort of? Have you heard of the term?
So, I just recently became a F&P, a facility management professional.
Okay.
So, I'm in the group IFMA, which is the International Facility Managers Association. And just like you, when it comes down to, I can go into a building and, look at this, look at that. But when it came down to that financial course
Mhm.
of that, yeah, I was like you. I was calling on people. I even called my CEO to ask questions. And just like when you brought that term up, I've never heard of before,
Mhm.
right? And then I had to start looking at how, if I create this building, it got to make money.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, if I'm over this building, they got to make money. So the term that you like, so for me, and I'm glad you spoke about that, right? So sometimes when you move up and you elevate more in your career and your success, like the people that you be around or the folks that you be around, right?
Mhm.
You can't speak like that or even talk like that because they have no idea or no clue what you're talking about.
No.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, so now I just try to, you know, I try to have my professional circle and my day to day real life circles separate, and I've been, but yeah, that term itself, like I had to find out what it was because I've never heard of it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Me neither.
Never heard of it.
And that's what entrepreneurs need to know. What is the rate of return on your investment? If you're gonna put, and this really is checks and balances for your profit and your loss. That it
That's
Mm-hmm.
that's all it is.
but rate of return on your investment is you put so much money into this investment, how much that
That's-
investment makes.
Right.
The difference of it is your rate of return on that investment. I didn't know that. I had to learn it.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I felt so lost because when I work with our people and just people in general, and when I work with our people, we don't understand the value of a real estate investment. We look at it just a place to stay. And when
Mm-hmm.
I break it down to them and say, you can use your home as your checkbook. Here's a few ways. You put like I had one client that called me and they was renting their apartment for 10 years. I think they was paying like 11 or $1,200 and they were hesitant on buying a home. And after I calculated, I said, you gave that landlord $154,000 over
Mhm.
the course of 10 years.
10 years. Mhm.
That you can basically,
You've
that was
been bought
amazing.
one. Yeah, you've been bought. You've been bought to them by now.
And on top
Yeah.
of you couldn't even pull out of some of that $154,000
Thanks.
to go even buy a car
Oh,
with home equity line of credit. Like
yeah. Yeah.
you have no
Yeah.
access to that money. It's
Yeah.
gone. And
So
yeah,
do you hold classes to
no.
teach us? Come on now,
Come on,
Candace.
Candy.
Come on now.
I
We got
don't.
some viewers on here. I'm sure that's gonna need some help, including myself.
Come on, Candace. Come on now.
Just think about it. Don't We don't want to pressure you, but
Yeah.
think about it.
No, I'm
If you
pressing you. I'm
don't
pressing. I'm
listen,
mashing the gas on it. Yeah,
don't
come on.
listen
You,
to him.
a lot of us need to know because don't get me wrong, in the way that you are educating right now, right? And like you said, I know quite a few black real estate people, agents as well too,
Yeah.
and a lot of them ain't willing to share what you sharing right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's a lot of us, you know, in our culture that don't understand how they credit really works and this thing like that. And now like you're one of the few that I know that will walk with their clients all the way to the finish line. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and that alone means a lot, but it's a lot of them that don't understand, you know, what it takes or even want to go through the process of getting a home.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. I do what I can to help where I can help. I'm so grateful that y'all called upon me because I have I don't ever get called and asked to be on platforms, which
Really?
I don't. And so
Yeah.
I was
The
like, heck
first
yeah,
person I thought of.
I don't mind.
I was going to ask you last month, but I was like, I'm gonna wait a little longer and just kind of get myself together on this end, and then I'm gonna reach out. So definitely.
I appreciate it uh, because I don't know. I guess because now, and this could be my own thought. Okay, so we're gonna just leave it in Candace's world. I just feel like I don't know because I run to the beat of my own drum, and
Mhm.
Me
I
too.
don't go, and I'm not clicky, and I'm not considered like the it people. You know,
That's it.
I associate with them,
Hmm.
and I'm like, and and I never ever dumb anyone else's light down. I just know that I wait for the assignments that the Lord press upon me to go after and to assist with. And I hope that your audience were able to take something that I gave to you
I hope
all
so too.
because
Cause I'm writing notes too over here. So
it's trial and error, you know?
definitely.
And that's just my thing. And I try to be as transparent as I can. It's not roses over here in the Austin world. Me and my husband, we get together. And my husband's an entrepreneur too. So you think about it, it's two entrepreneurs. It's
Hmm.
one who got insurance and all the things. It's both of us. And so
Hmm.
we had to really make sure that we were taken care of. Like our insurance is so expensive. Like health insurance for entrepreneurs is like $1,500 a month.
Last month. Yeah, hell
Hmm.
yeah.
I told Dan, I said, can one of us go drive a bus, the school bus or something? Because this is crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And people don't think about that as a whole. And like for one instance, my husband had he had hurt his knee and he was out. And thank God we had saved money. And
Hmm.
thank God we had an asset that we could cash out. That's why I tell people go buy a house and throw a renter in it. Just buy one little house. You know, buy it in West End, Tennessee, anywhere you want to. Go buy something so you can have a nest egg for when life happened. Because when life happened for us, I had an asset that I was able to sell that sustained it us. You know,
Hmm.
and we ran through those savings so fast.
Mm-hmm.
When you
That's
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely great information. I even for me, and we're working on those things, but right now we're still working full-time jobs, so it's kind of like we are holding on to that, for insurance reasons and stuff like that. And with the girls growing up, so we got to have them on there. It's just we trying to decide which route to take, and I don't want us to just jump head first and then, like you say, flop. So it's definitely got to be something planned or something along the lines of making sure we're going to be good if anything was to happen. So,
So I call my insurance friend Tracy Wynn, and I share with. And matter of fact, I guess she gave me some homework to do. Y'all ain't do none of it. Today was my off day, and so
Mm-hmm.
structuring all of our life insurance policies. And then I even asked her about short term disability
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
because we didn't have that when Danny hurt his knee. I didn't know. Somebody said, "Why didn't you sign up for Aflac?" I didn't even know what that meant. I'm like, I didn't
yeah,
know.
yeah,
And
Mm.
so we're
we have that at work.
We're still learning, and it's always space to learn. One facility that local entrepreneurs can go to is I think it's Innovation Depot down,
Mm-hmm.
and this man named Mr. Perkins with the SBA, they had
Mm-hmm.
jobs. Government contracting is a big thing now. You know,
It is.
it's
It
a
is.
buzzword, but it's if you can do the work, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Certifications and stuff. So, if you can get into government contracting, the government always is buying some type of product or needs something done or something, something else. So consider looking into government contracting.
Mhm.
That
Okay.
I don't know how lucrative it is, but I've heard people that have done well with it. And
Right.
for entrepreneurs, minorities as well, Mr. William, there's a space for us, and there's actually money for us, and I'm working to get some of that money. Even in the state of Alabama, there's so much money allocated to just us that we don't even scratch the surface, and if it's not used, then the governor has to send it back to Washington.
Yep.
I've been learning that,
I do know that part. Yeah.
so
So
yeah.
what do you feel? I mean, so with you sharing this, right? So, and of course, I think I kind of know the answer to it, but why is this information is not readily accessible for us, right? Why is it not, you know, being pushed out there for us to utilize?
I'm not sure. I know that I had to catch some of this information in the wind. It's
Mm.
all about networking, and
Mhm.
I have a I've learned with people is that we already have our own preconceived notion of how things should go.
Right.
Pride can be in the way of it just asking questions. I had a girlfriend who just called down. She's from Miami and she lives here. And she just called down to the state of Alabama to start asking questions. And those people are willing to help us if we just pick up the phone and make a call.
Yeah, X. Yeah. Yeah. And then for the ones that do have the information, like why you ain't putting it out here for your people? Because are you afraid as the what they call the crab in the barrel syndrome? You don't want me to go ahead of you?
Scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
Right.
It's scarcity mindset. I don't mind.
Right.
And I used to be, I didn't know that it was scarcity mindset. I know I used to not really even work in that vein. I just don't want to be bothered because I just know people be out here. I just want to be bothered.
Mm-hmm.
So as I matured, I learned how to be helpful but not be too accessible
Right.
Mm-hmm.
because people will take it. They'll suck you
They will
dry.
take.
Right.
They will
Right.
take
Right.
advantage.
They
Right.
want to
Definitely.
do all the
Right.
work and they don't want to do no work. I'm like,
Nothing. Yeah. 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 I get that. I totally get that.
so anyway, back to your question. People, I feel pride, too proud for the.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, just ask it. It's either yes or no.
Facts.
And people are afraid of no's. No just means to go the other way.
I like that. Like that.
That's a good answer. Well, Candace, we really appreciate you joining us. Just kind of giving us some insight and helping us along the way. We're learning. We've learned a few things from you today, so we really appreciate that. We appreciate you. Yes. You're welcome to come back anytime because I'm sure the people, have gotten some information as well to help them along the way. So we just wanted to get you on and just kind of let you drop a few
Pick your
gems.
brain a little bit. Pick that brain. And yeah, think about holding them classes for them folks that need it. Yeah, yeah, I'm still on it. I'm still on it. Yeah, I'm still on it.
But that's all the time we have for today. So thank y'all for joining us today on Everyday Conversations. I'm your host, Martina Kennedy.
I'm your boy, Mr. J in the place.
And as always, thank you again, Candace, for joining us.
Miss Austin. Hey.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all for having me.
Good night.